There's a new trend in crypto, the meme coins. Pepe was one of them, and many others will follow. But in order to make money, you gotta be fast. In this video, I'm going to find the next big meme coin before it's too late. If you are new here, I'm Julian, and at Blocks, I help you to become a professional Web3 developer. And if you want to get a full roadmap on what to learn and how to find your first six-figure job in the space, check out my free masterclass. The link is down below. So we need to find a popular meme. But before, I want to quickly explain what is a meme coin. It's very simple. On Twitter and Reddit, users like to share all sorts of memes. A meme coin is just a token on the blockchain that is created around a specific meme. Is there any real-life example of meme coins? Yes, there is Dogecoin that got popular a few years ago thanks to Elon Musk, or more recently Pepe coin. And people made a lot of money with these meme coins. They can go up really fast, and they can also go down really fast. They are very volatile. It's pure gambling, but if you are careful, it can be a great opportunity, especially if you're getting early. That's why we need to find a good meme coin that isn't popular yet. So I went to this website to find some inspiration, and I recognized some of my favorite memes. This orange guy, the little girl that sets the house on fire, the dog in the house that is burning. But there's a problem. Although people will recognize these memes, there's no famous characters in them. It's not really what we're looking for. What we want is a character that has a name, so that when people see the name of the coin, they can understand right away what it is. So I continue to do some research, and this time I search famous meme characters, and I find this guy. I've seen it a couple of times. It has a name. It's called Trollface. Alright, it seems like a good candidate. And someone already created a coin for that. It has a market cap of 2 million, which is perfect. It's not too big, and it's on BNB chain. Is it a good or bad thing? According to ChatGPT, the most important factors are network adoption, token liquidity, user base and demand, market conditions. Useless ChatGPT, as usual. You know what? It's much more simple than this. On Ethereum, you have more whales. Whales are traders who have a lot of money. It means they can buy more. So a coin can have a bigger market cap on Ethereum. But it also has a disadvantage, because these whales can do something nasty, like dumping the coin on you. On BNB chain, the transactions are much cheaper, which makes it attractive for the rest of us, the small guys. So you will have less whales, but the market cap will be lower. Pros and cons, but in the end, Ethereum is more secure and more trusted by the public. And that's the key factor. That's why I believe being on BNB chain is not ideal. So not a good point for this Trollface coin. And we also have to look at the token distribution and the tokenomics. The vast majority of the token allocation is for token burns. A token burn is when you send tokens to an address controlled by nobody. You basically lose control of the token. It's the contrary of inflation. It's deflation. You can also compare this to stock buybacks. You have the same total market cap, but you have less tokens. So automatically the price per token increases. So it's gonna be bullish for Trollface. But when we look at the current token holders, we can see that all these burns already happened. So we won't see any token appreciation coming from token burns in the future. But there is also something interesting in the tokenomics, the fee mechanism. Every time you transfer a token, there will be some fees that will be charged. Some of these fees will be burned directly, which will end up as a reward for the token holders. It's like built-in dividends, and the rest will be used by the development team. But we have no control over that. We rely entirely on them to spend that money wisely. Not great. So we are on Eat the Blocks. We are not just investors, but we are also developers. And that means nobody can lie to us. We're going to look at the code and make sure that everything is fine. Quick recap. If you are new here, tokens are technically smart contracts. These are small programs that are on the blockchain, and they are coded with the SOLIDITY programming language. And we can find the SOLIDITY code of any tokens thanks to BSC Scan, a tool to explore the blockchain. So I found the smart contract of Trollface on BSC Scan, and then we can see the code. We scroll down at the bottom, and here we can see the constructor of the smart contract. That's the part of the code that is executed when the smart contract is deployed. And here we have a very important line. That's when the initial token supply is sent to the team of Trollface, and just after a liquidity pool is created. If you never heard of a liquidity pool, it's like a market where you can buy and sell tokens. And there is one liquidity pool per pair of tokens. In our case, it will be the liquidity pool for Trollface and the BNB coin, which is the native coin of the BNB chain. And this liquidity pool will be part of what we call a decentralized exchange, or just DEX. It's basically like a stock exchange, but for the blockchain. But which one is it? There are many different decentralized exchanges out there. Even if the code of the token is okay, if it uses a scammy DEX, we can still lose all of our money. So we need to know which DEX it's using, and we can find this information in the code. The code says that the decentralized exchange is Uniswap, and it also gives the address of the DEX. So we can go to BSC scan, we copy paste this address, and this isn't Uniswap at all. This DEX is called PancakeSwap, a completely different DEX. What? Why would they mention one DEX but put the address of another one? Is it a scam? Why did they lie to us? It's very simple. Uniswap was one of the earliest DEX. Its technology was so good that it inspired, to put it nicely, many other DEXs, including PancakeSwap. For the most part, PancakeSwap is just a copy-paste of Uniswap. And inside our token, the code that is used to interact with PancakeSwap was also directly copied from Uniswap. They didn't even bother to change the name. So that explains the confusion. Alright, so next, let's see if there is any function that is controlled by the team of Trollface. Because if that's the case, it can be very dangerous. So there are two functions like this. They are used to exclude some addresses to pay the transfer fees. But the smart contract of Trollface was renounced, meaning that the team of Trollface lost control over these functions. So no problem here. Okay, so we are making some progress. But we still need to check an important function, the transfer function. This is executed every time someone transfers tokens to another address. Usually transfer functions are pretty simple, but this one is pretty complex. It's not your standard ERC20 token. And that's because of the fee mechanism. Every time you buy or sell tokens on PancakeSwap, you will pay a 12% fee. And when I read this code, I realized that I already worked with tokens like this before. Technically, this is called a reflection token. And I'm pretty sure that they didn't create the code themselves. They probably just took this part from another project. The first project to come up with this concept was SafeMoon. That was back during the bull market of 2021, when Elon Musk was pumping crypto on Twitter. Fun times. But the point is that Trollface is not a standard ERC20 token. It's more complex, it's more custom, and it's not impossible that there is a bug or a security vulnerability. And I didn't see any mention of audit for this token, so I wouldn't be 100% confident with this code. Also, in the past, a lot of these reflective tokens didn't last a long time. And last thing, when I think about it, I don't think that Trollface is that famous of a meme. We need something more well-known. So I kept thinking of memes, and all of a sudden I realized that I knew the perfect candidate. There is this very weird character with the white face that I often see on Twitter, and there are even some channels 100% dedicated to that guy. And the actual name of the character is Wojak. Here we go! Wojak is often portrayed as this guy who works bullshit jobs, he's exploited by his boomer boss, and he's very jealous of this Chad guy who drives a Lambo, is very rich, and gets all the girls. And once in a while, Wojak gets lucky and manages to get rich by investing in crypto. But then there is this other guy, Bogdanov, the most powerful man in the world. And for some reason, Bogdanov really doesn't like Wojak. And every time Bogdanov learns that Wojak made some money with crypto, he unleashes his signature dump it line. And after that, the market crashes. And Wojak loses everything and is back at square one with his bullshit job. That's so hilarious and people get so creative with Wojak. You can find many stories about Wojak. And I think the reason why Wojak is so successful is because it really symbolized the struggle of millennials and Gen Z in our modern society. It really captures the hopes and fears of a whole generation. A lot of young people can identify with that. It has a very solid fan base. There is also a lot of potential for storytelling and marketing. So I think that Wojak has a great potential to become a very successful meme coin. But we're not here to discuss philosophy. We're here to make money. The important question is there a Wojak coin? And yes, there is a Wojak coin. Very cool. But let's not get too carried away. It might be a scam or it might have some other problems. So let's keep digging. The coin is deployed on Ethereum, which is positive. The most successful coins are on Ethereum because Ethereum makes people feel like it's a serious project. The market cap is 12 million. It's big enough that you know that it already has some traction, but at the same time it still has a lot of upside. Just for reference, at the peak, Pepe coin reached a market cap of $1 billion. So in the future, if Wojak reaches this market cap, it will be a 100x increase. We also know that all the liquidity in the liquidity pool was locked, which means there won't be any rug pull. If you never heard of this word, this is a kind of scam where the developers of a project leave with all the money. But with Wojak, it cannot happen. And what about the token distribution? We don't want any single entity to control too much of the token. On Etherscan, we can see a distribution of the token ownership. The two biggest holders owns 12 or 11% of the tokens. But there are exchanges, so they don't count as a single person. The biggest whale is this address and it controls 6% of the token supply. Then we have another exchange, then other whales. So the biggest whale controls 6%. For a small cap coin like this, it's not too bad. The tokenomics look good to me, but we still need to check the code to make sure that there is no bug, no scam. So direction Etherscan, we go to the page of the smart contract of Wojak coin. We click on the contract tab, VS Code IDE, and voila, we have the code of Wojak nicely formatted. And surprise, this time is much more simple than the previous coin we just reviewed. It's a plain ERC20 token, a clean standard implementation. No unnecessary complications. For a meme token is all we needed. So the code of Wojak coin looks good to me. There's still one thing I'd like to check, the price action. We had this massive pump, then it's all downhill from there. And this really reminds me of the chart of Pepe coin. I believe Pepe coin is the main coin in the meme coin category. And all the other meme coins like Wojak just follow what Pepe is doing. It's similar to the situation with Bitcoin and all the other altcoins that just follow Bitcoin. And before investing in Wojak coin, it's important to understand well what drives its price. So I would like to verify my hypothesis by checking the correlation between Pepe coin and Wojak coin. The correlation is a figure that tells you how two data series are related to each other. So this is the mathematical definition of a correlation. Ouch, seems complicated, but we can find some tools to help us. For example, this website can calculate correlation between two coins. And it finds that there is a very low correlation between Pepe and Wojak. I'm not sure about this, that's weird. That's not what we see with the chart. You know what? It's not so difficult to make the calculation ourselves. All we have to do is download the historical data for Wojak and Pepe coin. So we can do this with CoinGecko. And after that, we just need to import this data in a Google spreadsheet. And then we just have to use this complicated mathematical formula. Well, actually not really, because there is already a function of Google spreadsheet. However, you need to understand which data to pass it. It needs daily returns of Pepe and Wojak coins. And this is the time to show you how smart I am. Because you see, as an ex-finance professional, I can tell you that only ignorant and stupid people uses the normal returns to calculate the correlation between two assets. Smart people know that you have to use the log returns instead, because of reasons I forgot. But anyway, it's very easy to compute the log returns, and after that I managed to compute the correlation, and we get 0.58. And if we consider only the period after the turbulent peak, the correlation reaches 0.83. So you can see that Wojak is quite correlated to Pepe coin, which means the next pump of Wojak will probably happen when we'll have the next pump of Pepe coin. But because Wojak is a smaller market cap, it has a bigger upside potential. I think it can absolutely 100x. So I really like this Wojak coin, and I'm also super excited to see how the team of Wojak will leverage all the universe of Wojak with all these other characters. There are a lot of stories that can be created. There are also a lot of partnership that can be made with all these Wojak YouTube channels. So I'm definitely going to add Wojak to my bag of coins. And you also understand how important it is to understand the code of smart contracts, because it allows you to directly evaluate a coin without relying on other people that you may or may not trust. If you enjoy this kind of token analysis, you might also enjoy this other video where I analyze the code of Pepe coin, the king of meme coin. There is some really weird code in Pepe coin and it's very interesting to look at it. Alright, see you next time, bye!